Hey viewers and vieweresses, my name is General Strategist, welcome back to So You're Being Hunted. This is episode 294 now. So, last episode we started a new challenge, the Seeding Violence Challenge, the whole idea being I have to basically get my hands on 10 shotguns by getting the robots to fight one another. So, yes. Now, it's actually been a few days since I first recorded the episode for this one, episode 293 that is, and I've already forgotten where I was actually up to. I think I had one shotgun, that's right. Now of course I can't do any killing, can I? I have to get the robots to do the killing for me. So of course this is, as I said previously, going to be a fairly interesting and fairly challenging one, in the sense that I'm going to need to use all my stealth equipment to try and just guide robots towards each other and hope that they inevitably start shooting. That's the thing. Now, of course, I don't think I'm classing, was I, just cases where robots themselves just instigate a fight between each other. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So I hope you guys out there, hope you're all doing well. And I've got one pair of robots over there and a pair of robots over by that cottage there. I wonder if we could get an alarm clock and perhaps get some time going here and maybe sort of lure these guys towards each other. If we put that there, I don't know. Let's just retreat and off in this direction and just see what happens. They may sort of get drawn towards each other, I'm not sure. If need be, we can always try using our bottles to see if we can lure them closer to one another. I'm hoping it's all in range. Yes, okay, they're coming. That's good. I'm guessing the ones in the village might be. I'm hoping. Are the guys in the village approaching? I can't see them. Shit. Oh no, they are coming, okay. Are you going to start shooting at each other? I mean, you're both within visual range of each other. There's no way you can't see one another. Okay, they're not having it. Alright. Never mind, unless we just sort of get them towards each other again. I don't know. Is that actually going to hurt? Work even? That's what I wanted to say. Oh, wait! Oh no. I think they were looking at me just then. Okay, no, they're not going to fight each other. Bollocks. There's got to be more robots around somewhere who we can sort of try and... Oh, hold on a minute. There's a big hunting party up here. Right, hold your horses. We've got another alarm clock, have we? Or have we? We don't have another alarm clock, but we do have toy trains. So maybe what I could do is try and guide this big hunting party over here away from their current path towards the cottage. Right. Okay. 2 of them have heard it. That's the good news. The question is, are they going to kind of go towards where I want them to go? These guys over here hearing it? I don't know. Okay, yes, they have heard it. Right. Can they maybe start shooting at each other, please? I think the robot... not the robot, sorry, the train might be dead. Alright, they're definitely in the same area, but they're not firing at each other, though. That's the problem. Man, this is going to be kind of tough, isn't it? And the other 2 members of that hunting party are off over there. Oh. Oh no, that was a fucking pheasant. Someone just disturbed. Is that going to... I think it just flew into the wall. Never mind. Right. Well, whilst they're doing their thing, hope you guys out there are all doing very well. Hope you're enjoying this latest challenge. It's definitely going to be a hard one. Yes. Hope you're all doing well in spite, of course, the coronavirus and all the lockdown and the self-isolation and all that. Hope you're getting on just fine. In fact, you know, I had a recording session earlier today where I was recording some games with Phil. And me and him, you know, we did a video on Counter-Strike Global Offensive, just a little sort of podcasty style video in which me and him basically just pretty much played the game and just talked about various topics and whatever else have you. Nope. I'm just going to send another toy train off in that just to see if maybe we can get them sort of shooting at each other once again. Oh fuck, they've seen me. No, no. Back up, bro. Back up. Back up. So yeah, same. You know, we were playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive. We were having a bit of a chat with each other. Oh god, back up! Don't see me. Don't see me. Just keep going over here. Good lord. And, we were talking about various things to do with the coronavirus. Obviously, the fact that everyone is kind of still in self-isolation at the moment, which is not ideal, but what can you do? But, spot on news, of course, here in the UK is that, as you'd imagine with a big issue like this, already there's fucking misinformation and just conspiracy theories flying around, and it is fucking ridiculous. There's been a couple of incidents, actually, here in the UK, I think in the sort of Merseyside area. So apparently there's this conspiracy theory doing the rounds at the moment that says that coronavirus either is caused by or can be spread by 5G, which is fucking ridiculous. There's literally no evidence, no scientific evidence to back this up. But apparently, some celebrity said it online, so apparently people believe it. I think it's Amanda Holden who said it, actually, which, is totally fucking ridiculous. I mean, Amanda Holden is not a scientist at all, and yet apparently people just fucking soaked up everything she said without question. But, because here's the thing, right? When it comes to all kinds of radio technologies, things like that, I mean, whether you're talking about cell phones, to use the kind of Americanism, but people have always had this, well, there's always been this kind of question of, do things like that, do they actually cause damage to human body tissues, radiation and whatever else have you? But that's fucking ridiculous, because there is literally no proof that they do. And the thing is, the radiation from say, like a smartphone or a mobile phone, that's a form of what we call non-ionizing radiation. It doesn't cause any damage to the human body. So, people, I think, are getting kind of non-ionizing and ionizing radiation confused, and that's the problem. They're idiots, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But it's just crazy, to think about how people will just latch onto disinformation and whatever else have you, and just, completely accept it without any sort of question. But, it was just, God, I mean, one of the things which I always kind of regret doing, every time I kind of see a news story break, for some reason I always go on Yahoo News, not because that's where I get my information from, but because I always think, let's go on Yahoo News and let's look at the comments that people are leaving in some of these news stories, because if there's one thing I've learned about Yahoo News, the people who comment on there tend to be seriously, I don't know, there's a combination of people who are just fucking almost fascist in their fucking viewpoints. Then there's a bunch of people who are just plain fucking idiots and scientifically illiterate and whatever else have you. You get the odd sort of 1 or 2% of people who are actually semi-decently informed and actually do come out with things which actually make sense. And then there's, they're the sort of people who are just generally drowned out in the sea of crazy shit that gets spewed on those forums, things that people come out with. Not forums, chat comment sections on news stories, that's what I mean. But, I always think I'll go on there and I'll have a right laugh at some of the shit people are actually saying. But the truth is, I get on there and I read some of the shit people have said, and I come away feeling actually not amused, but just fucking depressed. Because I realise, oh my god, there's so many fucking idiots in the world. These people have not a clue what they're talking about. And, I just come away thinking that. And of course, I was reading some of the comments that people were leaving about the whole 5G story and all that. People saying, we need more studies into this. And it's like, for fuck's sake, there have been studies. There have been so many of them. How many more do you want? How many more studies do you need that all come back with the same conclusion that, cell phones and things like that do not cause damage to brain tissues or whatever? How many more studies like that do you need before eventually you start to think, okay, actually, maybe they're right? Because the thing, it's been conducted, you've had all these studies and they've been conducted by different scientists. So, at the end of the day, the scientific consensus is that there's no evidence to say that any of these problems actually are the case. Right. But, there's no kind of limit, is there, to how stupid human beings can sometimes be. That's the thing, there's a certain type of person in the world who usually comments on Yahoo News stories, I must say, and they're the sort of people who, no matter what evidence you throw at them, no matter what studies you cite, they will never be happy. You will never be able to convince them that maybe they've got things wrong or whatever. And that is just the sad kind of nature of things. They don't like it. They just won't accept no matter what evidence you present. Can we get these guys to fire at each other? Apparently not. God, they really... All these robots are so fucking peaceful. What's going on? What's this all about? There's nowhere near enough conflict on this island. Good lord. Okay, right. So far, 1 shotgun, but still need 9 more. Yeah. Okay. God, sorry, yeah, I kind of went off on a bit of a rant there, didn't I? About conspiracy theories and whatever else have you. Or right, namely about the whole 5G conspiracy theory and freaking coronavirus and all that. But seriously though, there's no fucking evidence of it. But you know, I've seen interesting kind of things, and I may have mentioned this before in a Sir You're Being Hunted episode, but there are interesting kind of explanations as to why people will happily accept conspiracy theories and things like that. You know, there's the whole thing about sometimes if you're the sort of person who maybe just doesn't have control or perceives that they don't have control in their life, maybe you're kind of in a sort of state where you're more suggestible and therefore more open to accepting the idea that perhaps there are sort of like greater powers, or whatever you want to call them, in the world that are actually secretly controlling things. There's that, yeah. But in reference to obviously what I was saying about the whole thing about sometimes you get people who don't kind of accept, no matter what science you throw at them, no matter what evidence you take to try and show that someone's wrong, they just won't accept it. That, of course, is another kind of well-researched phenomenon. Cognitive bias, or whatever you want to call it, or cognitive dissonance, I think is actually probably a better term, where basically, because it doesn't fit with someone's preconceived notion of the way the world works, they'll actually just completely ignore the science and whatever else have you. Because that's the thing, you know, like I say, it's been studied before, and it's been found to be sort of the case that, you know, if you present someone with a series of scientific facts or like a scientific study full of information, and you say to them, okay, this study, for example, suggests that in order to address this issue we need to adopt solution X, Y and Z, people will not only will people accept or deny those solutions or recommendations based upon whether it fits their kind of worldview. Not only that, but they will also actually accept or reject the science behind it, depending on whether it conforms to their worldview as well, which is another interesting phenomenon. I hope I've explained that fairly well. Yes. So in short, boys and girls watching, the world is full of idiots. If you don't want to be an idiot, don't be the sort of person who goes into every situation with your mind already made up. Always have an open mind. And when I say having an open mind, I don't just being open to reading the opposing viewpoint and then immediately just dismissing it. I mean actually taking the time to maybe study up what the opposing viewpoint is, trying to understand why it is that people who hold those views hold the views that they do, and then from there assessing their views on their merits and trying to arrive at a more nuanced, informed picture of things. That's what you should do. I mean, I know I did just basically dismiss people who are sharing coronavirus conspiracy theories as a bunch of idiots, but you know, it is idiotic, let's be honest. Because like I said, there's no fucking evidence. There's no fucking evidence for the claims, so no reason for any of us to actually accept it. Man, what am I doing? Been having a bit of a rant episode, haven't I? What am I like? Oh, bloody pheasant. Oh, there it is. You gonna fly into a wall there, bud? Yeah, he flew into the fucking ceiling. Look at him rolling down there. What an idiot. Yeah, their AI is a bit fucking dumb, isn't it, these pheasants? They're a bit weird, they are. Actually, I'll take the pheasants game, though, because we can light a fire somewhere to try and lure robots from all around. Right, if I take that bottle there, and we'll see how this goes. A drop of sherry, yes. Give me the sherry, right. Okay, so we haven't had any success in this episode in terms of actually getting our hands on some more shotguns and whatever else have you. But, you know, we can always keep trying. That's the only problem. I don't, like I said in the previous episode, I don't know how long this is going to take, this challenge. But we'll see. Okay, there's another toy train there. That just replenishes all the ones that I've been using up. tell you what, I've been recording there for, I think, enough time to make a single episode here. So I'll tell you what, we'll wrap this episode up here, and then we will resume in the next episode, in which I'll actually probably get recording straight away, because I think I've been recording for about 15-20 minutes. And you know what, I'm up for quickly recording another one as well. So yeah, hope you all join me for episode 295 then, ladies and gentlemen, which will come out obviously on the channel in not too long from now. If you're not doing so already, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links down below in the video description as always. If you're also interested in seeing anime-related content, go check out my General Propagandist channel, which I don't update anywhere near as often as I'd like to. But, you know, I try and get something out on there every once in a while. But in the meantime, of course, like the video, subscribe, all that jazz, blah blah blah, you know the drill by now. In the meantime, this is General signing off and hoping you join me on the flip side, everybody. Goodbye all, whatever you want to call them. Technically they're supposed to be his fists, but that's how they refer to them. But technically he's using his fist to fire a magic thingy bobber. Oi! Get out of here. Stop it. I want that bubble. It's mine. Okay. And before we go up there, where those yellow and blue buttons are, on the right, there's a cave down here, which may have some interesting secrets in it. Let's go and have a look. So yeah, this is my favourite level of Rayman 2, this one, with all the underwater swimming. I'd probably also say that the underwater level in Rayman 3 is also one of my favourite Rayman levels. That's just red ones, I didn't even need... Whoa, that was a bit of lag then. Jesus. Didn't like that falling.